Hi everyone, Roy Young, YPA Public Adjusters. We wanted to release a quick iPhone video to give everybody a heads up on how to handle their Hurricane Michael claims. Hurricane Michael was one of the strongest storms on record as a Category 4, landed in the panhandle of Florida and has done a lot of damage and is currently still doing a lot of damage. So I wanted to give everybody some pointers on what to do and handle their claim. Everybody knows that pictures are critical to getting your claim paid and to documenting the loss. But there's a lot of things that people don't take into consideration when they go to take their pictures or to document their own claim. And so I wanted to talk about those. Number one, the most important thing that you need to do before you start taking pictures is come up with a plan to organize those pictures. What you don't want to happen is to have 200 or 300 pictures all mixed together, taken from different locations around your property. That makes it very difficult for the insurance adjuster to find what is damaged and where it was damaged and how that damage occurred. So do yourself a favor and set yourself up folders for each room. And you need to consider a room, not only a room like this one, an interior space, but a room could also be a roof or a fence or a pool. Those would all be considered rooms, or you just need to know that you need to put those pockets of coverage into their own folders. When you're inspecting interior damages, this could be a commercial building or residential, it's critical that you use a flashlight. This is such a basic tool and it's used in all other professions to examine all kinds of things. And it's funny that in the insurance adjusting business, you're going to find that very few adjusters show up with a flashlight. So do yourself a favor when you're going through your building or your home. Use a flashlight, shine it on the drywall, shine it on the floor, look in those places that could have had water damage, and you'll be surprised what you can find with just a flashlight. Then you're going to want to team it up with your camera, take a good picture of that well-lit damaged area. Another thing that you need to be aware of is the construction stateside has a lot of porous materials in it. And so when the water gets in, you may or may not notice the water on the ground or the water dripping through the ceiling, but that does not mean that the drywall or the carpet or the doors haven't taken in some water. So it's going to be important that you check those porous surfaces for any type of water permeation, and you're going to want to use a moisture meter for that. There is a bunch of different types of moisture meters, and we prefer the X-Tech pinless moisture meter. It's very easy to use and it's non-destructive and it's very accurate. So what you're going to want to do is any of those suspect areas that you think might have got wet, for example, drywall, feel it. It might be a little bit colder to touch. Use a moisture meter. If your moisture meter is reading wet, then you're going to want to do some destructive testing to prove that the moisture reader is true and accurate. And at that time, you're going to have to just use a box cutter in the case of drywall, cut it, flip it back, see if you can see the water signatures on the back of the drywall. The same goes with carpet too. A lot of times after a strong hurricane, you're going to have water that gets underneath your carpet, anywhere near the windows or your exterior walls, and you might not even notice it. So I would encourage everyone to go to the edge of the carpet, use some needle nose pliers, pull them back, see if you can see any water trapped in the pad that will photograph well. And if not, try to take a picture of the back side of the carpet where you might be able to see a brown signature or rust stains where water once sat. And you want that addressed with your adjuster as well, because the backing of that carpet, once it gets saturated, a lot of times it'll start to delaminate. So those are the most important things that I can emphasize to anyone who went through Hurricane Michael, is to do your own thorough investigation and get your mind wrapped around what you think is damaged. Organize those photos into rooms, which you're going to consider as folders, and present that to your insurance adjuster. I appreciate you guys watching. If you need any further assistance with your claim, please feel free to reach out to YPA Public Adjusters.